pressed the button, and I'm like, you know what? Windows 10 is more stable than Windows 11, so I'm gonna.
That's
stay.
what it is, man. It's like the stability and stuff, and it's just like
Windows 11. It looks pretty and all, but
it is. I'm gonna miss a lot of the features. I'm gonna miss a lot of the features.
Every other Windows edition does this bullshit.
Didn't I send that meme, or did you send that meme? I sent that meme. Yeah.
Yeah, you sent that meme.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking true. I've known it for a while. I'm like, it's. I mean, who remembers Windows 8?
Nobody. They got rid of that shit so fast. They got rid of that shit so fast.
You had to learn to code to execute something. It's like, motherfucker, I just want to click something.
What wasn't Windows 8 when they got rid of the start button?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
they nuked that bad boy quick.
They got roasted.
So many people got roasted for getting rid of the start button.
They rid of something. Then they had to bring out Windows 8.1.
If you let a bunch of engineers make decisions, engineers don't think like normal people. I hate to say it. They're like, I understand this. Why don't you do this? Because they understand things on a higher tier. So they're like, oh, everybody understands this. Motherfucker, I can't do calculus in my head like you can. You can't do this shit to me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm back on Windows 10, and yeah, it's doing great for me right now. I've only had a couple hours to spend with it, but it's just like.
I mean, let's be honest. Windows 10 is way more stable than Windows 11.
It's the GOAT. The GOAT.
It really is.
I mean, it's so good.
Yeah, but how long did it take to get there? Because I remember nobody wanted to come off 7 forever.
Bro, I was rocking.
That's what it is now.
I was
7 for the longest.
I actually had somebody tell me earlier this week that they were looking to buy an iMac for the graphic capabilities.
I mean,
Mathing with that one. Mathing on that one.
Their screens and their graphics for the actual system is great. I will say that it is great. It is a very sharp image, and like they know what they're doing with their monitor outputs and their display outputs. But if we're talking about like for gaming, yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Do I have a couple minutes to take the dog out real quick?
Yeah, go for it. I'm still trying to get everything set up here.
Yeah, and do a couple other euphemisms too.
Oh God, I am doing my best not to be sick. It is not happening. I am definitely going to be sick. All right, cool deal.
You'll be good.
Seems like everybody's getting sick again.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's like it just hit me.
Nobody got any of their third COVID boosters, and now the new COVID strain is coming to get you. Probably what it is.
I think that was inevitable.
Yeah.
What's the new strain? Nacho Supreme? What?
Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, that's funny. That's good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know. What were we talking about? What was I saying? Were we saying stuff? Windows 10. I'm happy to be back. Windows 10. Everything's good. I'm gonna miss a lot of the features on Windows 11 though. Some of the features were top tier, like fucking Task Manager. Task Manager would pop up in dark mode. Top tier stuff. Sitting here like pulling up Task Manager in Windows 10. And I'm like, why the fuck is it so bright? Look how bright I just got from Task Manager. That's how fucking bright it is. It bothers me.
I don't understand you people that use dark mode to begin with, so...
Listen here, no one is fucking talking to you. You're just insane. You're fucking crazy. We knew that to begin with, and now it just makes sense.
I'm a little
dark mode. Dark mode needs to be default on every single fucking thing ever created.
I mean, that's cool.
Ever.
It's just I'm going to change it back to light mode when...
That's fine. You can do it, but everything needs to be in dark mode.
See. It just messes with my astigmatism, that dark mode.
Yeah, it's because you've been staring at light mode for so long that you fucking up your eyes. You should have started. You should have switched to dark mode to begin with.
Well, they didn't have dark mode in 1994. They had AOL, it dialed in and went. Boop.
I wish I was born with dark mode. Wait, I was.
You about halfway.
Oh man. All right, we'll give Wild another minute here, and then there he's back.
There he goes. Yep. Well, I was born with dark mode.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
I am light mode. If I pulled up my pants leg, the whole room would get brighter.
The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for
We don't
aid.
need that, man. We don't need that. Man, I'll be like at work too. I'll be like working, and someone will start sharing their screen, and it's just all in light mode. And sometimes I even stop the meeting. I'm just like, yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why is it so goddamn bright? Why are you using light mode? You need to be on dark mode.
All right.
I
Where's
could
my
have
shit?
every light on in my house. I'm still just like
I
dark
wish I
mode.
could go on dark mode. Like, I don't even tan. I just literally go from red to white. Like, I go from white boy to extra tasty crispy. There is nothing in the middle. It's bullshit.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you
All right.
ready? God,
Here we go.
I have to log back into everything now too, because I completely I nuked everything. I was just like, man. Fuck
And
it.
we are live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 69. Nice. The Mature Nerd Podcast for immature people, the show where we talk about any and all things nerd, from video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. Welcome to the show. Today's episode will more than likely really not be for children. Welcome. Let's get
Just
into
as
it.
an FYI,
Yeah.
Jay, this is not your kid-friendly episode.
Oh, hell no.
Send him to bed,
I
put
mean-
on Blippy, set him out.
Yeah, like most of our our episodes are not kid friendly, but this being our 69th episode, we are going to talk about some adult topics, I'm sure.
See how
We're
quick that sounds?
incentivized to be our worst selves. That's basically how it's going to work.
Yeah. Oh, I do apologize if I come across as a little bit scratchy there. I'm got the cold thing coming down again, and I wasn't going to pass up on doing our 69th episode. I need to find my show notes. Where are we at? There they are.
Like, I can't miss the 69.
Yeah.
Cold or no cold.
Hell no.
We getting in them booty cheeks.
So you decided to go with that one, huh?
I had to.
Oh.
Remember that moment in a party when you start to say something to somebody over the music and the music turns down and you're saying something you shouldn't say at that volume?
Bro, I've done that so many times,
Yeah.
bro.
That is my existence. What are you talking about? All right. All
Like
right.
the world is, oh, he's talking, turn the volume down. And it's always about some shit you don't want to talk about in public. And then the rash.
All right. All right. So we're going to start off here with let TCP go on about how much he loves Joel and Ellie.
How is this a thing? How is this a talking point, man? Like how is this like number one? I mean, I'm
Because, ladies and gentlemen, if
totally
you
game
have
for
been in
it.
our Discord for the last little bit, you will know that this man has hearts in his eyes every time that he talks about Joel and Ellie. So, by all means, TCP, worship for us.
We're just giving you a hard time.
Now, you can't do it.
No,
'cause
no,
you put him on
but
the
no,
spot. It's
serious.
weird.
In all
Yeah,
seriousness,
you can't. But I mean, okay.
Let him
Anyway.
get adjusted. Let him get adjusted.
So we're
okay.
talking about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Either the games and then the new show that is now the new GOAT of all time, even though they've only had one episode. Oh shit! Episode 2 coming out tonight. I'm gonna watch it. It's
All
gonna
right.
be dope.
So, all right. So the general consensus I'm getting out of everybody who's watched it is that it does stay true to the source material.
Oh, it is stupid accurate to the source material.
Okay.
They have majority of their scenes are shot for shot, frame for frame, even.
That's good.
It is.
That's
it is just
awesome.
like it was good for them. I mean, oh, dude, it was perfect. I mean, like even like as I'm watching it, I'm just like perfect is not even a good word to describe it. It is just like
Well,
It was-
here's
it
a
was great.
question in terms of transferring it from the game to the TV show. In the game, one of the things that was really good was you had to put those masks on. It felt claustrophobic as shit. You felt like you were gonna.
yeah.
They changed the sound design some of the times because all you could hear was like that metro sound of you breathing sometimes, and it just scared the shit out of you.
Yeah,
like, if they're not going to put the
disappointed.
mask on people in the show.
We haven't gotten to that point yet, and there's definitely a lot of scenes in the game that are like that, like where like being in a mask and like you like also like you realize Ellie's ability to be, you know, that she's immune, like her walking around in spores. Like I mean, you know, in Last of Us 2, she's, you know, beating the shit out of somebody, and they're like in a spore infested environment, and she's just beating the shit out of them, and they're just like, oh, how are you breathing? Oh, you're the girl that's immune. Oh, great. Now I know what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, like how are you gonna be able to recreate that scene? Like you need the spores. You kind of like need the spores in the show to, you know.
Because that's the great equalizer for Ellie. Like if you really wanted to have that moment of her, like these guys are bigger than her. They're more trained, but they got to wear that gas mask, and if the spores get them, they're screwed. Like let her little ass scurry around and start cutting masks or tubes or something.
Yeah, she'd like rip them shits off. Like when she's like, oh, game over. And it's just yeah. I mean, but
I'm gonna win because I'm just gonna take your mask off. You know, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I hope they have like a good workaround. Like, you know, their excuse is like, you know, if it's airborne in one location, if it can be airborne in one location, it technically can be airborne in every location. So then everyone's infected, you know, just immediately off the bat, and then the game's over. You know, so that's kind of what they were, you know.
Well, the original game kind of treated it like pollen.
Right. Like pollen, but like, you know, pollen gets everywhere. Even though you have like filters in your house and everything, you have filters in your house. You close your doors, you close your windows. Pollen's still going to get in your house.
Yeah. So
I think that's what they were going for. It does make it slightly more realistic, because you know, either people do have to wear gas masks all the time, and that's not fun. Because like if every single person is always wearing a gas mask at all times, ever in the show. So I mean,
Pascal would have signed up for that. Yeah. I think at this point he's just pissed off at having to wear a faceplate.
Right, and that's kind of what you related it to. You know, like you know, people don't want to put their actors like in masks and stuff. They want to show off their faces. I'm like, well, yeah, that's like a small bit, but like you're talking about like every single person, every second of the show, and I don't think that's fun. It's not fun for viewers.
Every second of the show, I don't think would work, but I think that if it's one place, it'll be everywhere. I think that's kind of a. Yeah, but we're accepting that there's a spore zombie outbreak. I think we can accept that an area will be safe and the area won't. I literally just think they didn't want to go through the hassle.
I mean, I do
if
like
that's
that.
it, just say so and I'll respect you for it, but don't give me bullshit. You know what I mean?
They kind of like didn't want to go through the hassle, but I mean, like I completely understand that point, because like
because if you have those moments with the mask, they can add tension, and I think they could actually serve some of your more action-packed moments, because you could put the stunt double in a mask and throw him around and be like, oh yeah, look what's happening to Joel, and you know it's some dude named Bart who's just like, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, they might have been able to get away with it, like, you know, if it's just like a concentrated area. And that's kind of how like you felt with the game, like, you know, the spores are just in a concentrated area. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff here that's producing these spores, so it's not spreading so far. So I guess, you know, small scale exposure is not bad, but like large scale exposure is fatal.
That's the way I kind of looked at it.
So like, but also like I was playing through Last of Us 2, recently, like not even a week ago, just, you know, mentally preparing for the show, and there's, you know, the part where you're playing as Abby, and you're in the skyscraper, and like she has to go into this room because like she has to go find a gas mask for the kid that she's with, and like she just opens the door and just goes in, and he's just like he's stuck there, he can't do anything. I'm like, but as soon as she opens that door, that hallway is just gonna get flooded with those spores. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So like, even so, like I'm playing that game the first time, and then, you know, even playing it again, I was just like, as soon as she opens the door, that room's just gonna get flooded with the spores, with like the, you know, with the air change. And that door is probably not 100% sealed anyway, so like it would fill up at some point. And I think that's kind of like what the writers and the directors and the producers of the show were trying to avoid.
Yeah. Now I am appreciating the fact that they stuck with the source material. The other thing is, like, it's been very successful so far, from my understanding, and I just hope that this is basically the start of something of, oh, hey, you stick with the source material, it's going to be well received.
Right. So like it's different because like when I watched Halo's first episode, like the first 10 minutes, it was spot on to like source material with their sounds, their action, like the way they use weapons and all that stuff. Like the first 10 minutes, I'm just like, this is Halo. This is Halo. It's shot for shot Halo. It's doing great. And then as soon as those 10 minutes were over, they were just like, we're going fucking that way.
Yeah.
And we're never coming back. Whereas in The Last of Us, they spent 90 full minutes going through the exact source material, going shot for shot, frame for frame for the game. Of course, there were a couple, differences here and there, which I think, were good because they weren't like super key moments, or they were moments that allowed them to, differentiate and like diverge from the source material.
From one to another.
Like you had to change a few things.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it's just going from like a video game to something that's live action. I think it's also like we have to vary it up a little bit so it doesn't get stale. Because like people like me that I've played The Last of Us, the first game, 100 times. Okay, not really 100 times, but I've played it so much that like I know exactly what's going to happen, like when it's going to happen, exactly how it's going to happen. So you have to change it up for people like some people were like back when Marvel was starting to make movies and they're like, oh, that's not exactly what happened in the comics. I'm like, yeah, if you knew exactly what happened in the comics, there would be no point in you watching the movie. You already know what happens. We have to change it up a tiny bit so it's not exactly the same, but it's still.
Griff always says that Watchmen is like, shot for shot, but look at the scene where Rorschach is taken to prison and he fights the other guy. And he's like, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. In the comic, you don't see any of that. It's all recounted from a therapist.
Yeah.
So, like, just in a basic level, you don't want to hear about that in a movie. You want to watch that.
Yeah.
So just to make that work, you have to change it. So I know from one medium to another, you have to change certain things. So that's fine. It's just don't go crazy with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And then, but I'm trying to say, like, even though like you're 100% right, I think changing certain things here and there still keeps it fresh for people that know the source material shot for shot.
I could see that in two ways. Like, one is if you know the source material shot for shot, or if you know like every cutscene back to back, and you just want to see that in live action. Like, people.
There's a fan film with your name on it if that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
So,
like another example. Another example in that scenario is say the oh God, help me out here, Grizz. Amazon show, not the horrible Lord of the Rings one, the
Invincible?
Wheels of Time.
Wheel of Time.
Oh.
Yeah, so like that, like it sticks somewhat to the source material, but not close enough that the people who've read the franchise back to back to back to back, none of them actually like it.
No.
Like, I read
all of the same beats happen, but the people who participate in those beats all change. Yeah. So whereas the main character is supposed to do X and Y, he doesn't do X, Y, or Z. It's everybody around him who does it, and he's just kind of in the middle of it. And it's like, those are changes that I get that you want to make from one medium to another, but you've also changed the entire tone, and you can't do that.
Yeah. So there is times where there's too much change, and there's times when a little change is necessary to get it from one medium to the other.
Might be a good example of too much change.
What is?
Velma.
Oh man, been seeing a lot about that.
I want to watch it. I need to watch it so bad. Like I want to watch it, but like I also don't want to help them be like, oh, so many people watched it, so let's create a season 2. I don't want to.
They've already talked about a season 2.
Yeah, it was
even like done showing the first season.
Just like why you were
Because
literally
Mindy
the
Kaling is
worst.
in it. She is Hollywood royalty, bro.
I've never liked her.
Maybe not after a
Everything
while.
that she's been in has been a self-insert, and every time she just gets another one.
I never thought she was that funny. Like she has her moments, but I never thought that she was that funny or.
I think she's a good writer. I just don't think she's a good.
Pretty. Yeah, she wrote some.
Yeah.
some of the episodes of The Office that I found out that she wrote, I was like, oh yeah, that's actually really hilarious, great stuff. You know, maybe right, but like her actually doing it, I'm like, you're not funny. So she could probably write some funny ass shit. She's probably wrote a lot of shit that I found was funny as hell. But her performing it,
well, the difference between a good writer and a bad writer is the same person with a good editor. I think sometimes, and even a really good writer sometimes needs somebody to stand behind them and go, no, stop doing that, and smack them in the head. I mean, look at Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, she was a great idea person for everybody to go, oh, I'm going to keep this and this and this, and this can leave. And she did great. And now that nobody will tell her what to cut out, it's just everything. And look at what happened to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because up to Star Wars, her track record was amazing.
Yep. All right. Now that we have women on our minds, let's go over. All right. Let's go over first celebrity crushes. Now, all right.
First celebrity. Oh, yep. I got one. I got one that's super rare.
All right. So you can do this one of two ways. You could do your literal, honest to God first crush, or you can do the time when you realized, oh, hey, that's a female. That's my crush.
I guess I could do both.
I don't know if I want to say. I don't know if I want to tell mine.
No, it's okay. It's fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You had, everybody was like, Pink Ranger. Hell yeah. But
see, that's what I was gonna say. Like that's like the first. That's like the first crush. Everyone knows Pink Ranger is top tier, and I was gonna say that as well. But I definitely have another first celebrity crush. That's just like
mine's more than likely Christina Ricci from Casper.
Yes, that is yes. She's she's fucking up there.
Oh,
yes, she's
God,
definitely.
I definitely don't want to tell mine now.
Even still, she's fucking up there. One of my first celebrity crushes was back from, was it Batman Forever? I don't know. Alicia Silverstone.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't fault you for that.
Started watching Clueless and shit. I was just like, I need to see more of her. She is just.
I can't fault you for that. That was a horrible movie, but
I'm gonna turn into the oldest dude on this podcast suddenly, but Jennifer Connelly from The Labyrinth. Before I thought girls were cool, I legitimately looked at her and I thought, oh, I was a little kid and I legitimately thought for several years that she was literally the most beautiful woman on the planet, and it was just like, oh, it's just what she is. I didn't question it. I didn't think about it. It was just, oh, that's who she is.
Who else? Yeah, Xena the Warrior Princess.
Okay, yeah, that one, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
There's
No, that wasn't the one that I was gonna say, but definitely, absolutely.
I was like, how do you be ashamed of Xena the Warrior Princess?
No, you know what? What was her sidekick?
Yeah, Galadriel.
Yeah,
Gabriel.
That was mine.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That was mine. That was mine back then.
Yep. It was you watch Hercules to get your man show, and then you watch Xena for her. And it was like that's what it was.
So, well, besides her, so for the longest until I grew out of it, it was actually Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Not bad. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sometimes you just want a party girl. I mean, she got up on David Letterman and flashed people. I mean, you don't party any harder than that. You know what I mean?
But yeah, so that was for the longest, and I was like, you know what, I'm rocking with her. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm good.
All right, Solves, you've been awfully quiet down there. What you got?
I mean, I don't really have much of a contribution to this, truly. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I've never had a crush on some sort of celebrity person, but I mean, most of them I probably don't even remember the name of. And I mean, it's just, I don't know. I probably had the same crushes that everybody else did. It's just not really something I think that much about.
Fair enough.
If you don't know the exact name, if you can give a character from a show, I'm pretty sure we can figure it out.
Yeah, the
I don't even know. It's like, you're asking me to pick one character. It's like that's like asking me to pick
He's
my
like, no,
favorite
I
game.
swear, I don't have
a
one.
favorite
I got to
game.
taste the rainbow with this one.
That's accurate. That's good. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. All right, so do we want to do the comics here? Do we want to go over comic books?
I'm down because I'm gonna make Wild feel better as soon as I say mine.
Yeah. I mean, we
You
can.
really had a comic book collection.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
like me,
I'm
immediately I
not-
went straight to Jean Grey. So like,
I was gonna say Jean Grey. So like my thoughts go back to Rogue just from the show.
yeah,
Because
sorry.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
can't really remember too many comics, where I was just like, ooh, except for like, never mind, animes or manga. Yeah, there were definitely some manga, but I mean, they're like not like main characters or anything.
Now,
course.
the young man in me was all about Jubilee.
Oh,
When I was a kid.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I was down.
Oh.
When I got older, it's all about Mary Jane Parker.
Man, Jubilee. Like I remember her superpower was wasn't like fireworks or some junk?
Yeah,
Yep.
I liked her in the comic books. She was a fun character.
Okay, yeah, I do feel better now. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I've gone to plenty of counseling to accept that trauma in my life and get over it. So I'm willing to share it with the rest of you. You're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the Solops on this one. I don't have too many. Like none of them I can remember anyway. At least going through comics, especially growing up. So.
All right. Now we'll get to what we're actually here for. Video games. I'm OG on this one. First one was definitely Lara Croft.
I can.
Like-
I mean, I can see that. Yeah,
like,
you're talking about like back in the day.
Triangle titties and all. Like,
I think that was probably everybody's back in the day.
Like she was a very rich woman, but her bra was from 1951. You just
Oh, the banana boob, yo.
the one where if your wife came around the corner too quick, you'd lose an eye. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And that's OG on that one, but don't make
Here's the weird thing. Like I don't ever remember looking at a video game character and going, ooh. Like I remember looking at him going, oh, that's kind of attractive, but
well, see,
never
like
oh man.
Tomb Raider came out when I was 10. Like I was like 9 or 10 when Tomb Raider came out. It was like that point in my life where like, the curvature of a couch looked wrong. Like,
When you're that young,
that
your
couch was
imagination
dramatic
can
time.
run pretty wild.
yeah.
you know who I love?
That's one of the
True.
worst things about going through like that age as a boy. And I'm just gonna say this out loud. Like sometimes you'd be looking at the laundry, like, why are you looking at me like that? Like you don't know how to handle those hormones.
That was definitely.
I said that and then I turned over and like I got a cat climbing up the wall. Like what the fuck?
Anyway, if we're still on games, I'm gonna go with Resident Evil 5. Sheva.
I do not know this one.
Sheva was top tier for me.
Like
I was like,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, it took me a second.
I will.
Yeah.
I will bring Sheva to life in a heartbeat if I can just talk to that one.
Damn. I don't
Oh
know.
no, we get
this
to
one.
bring one to life? No. Can we talk about Pan Am Palmer for a minute?
Oh well, hell. I mean, pump the brakes, bring it to life. Like when you first meet her, she's bent over an engine block, and it's like, it's like
This ain't fair, man.
Like you sit there for 5 minutes, going, "Should I start the dialogue?" Oh,
What was the last Devil May Cry? Devil May Cry 5?
okay. I don't even. I can't keep up anymore because like they keep rebooting it within its own self, and so like there's like 4 Dantes or something like that now.
Yeah, after they made that like Korean boy band Dante, like I stopped paying attention to him.
Yeah,
I do remember there was one I think in Devil May Cry where she like had like I guess kind of like a maid's outfit or something.
One that had like 2 different colored eyes.
I mean, it doesn't sound off-brand. I just don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was 2. Because 2 you were dealing with
Oh, yeah, that second playable character
yeah.
that nobody ever played because everybody bought the game to play Dante.
Yeah. But then like you could play back through as her and what she was doing while you were, doing Dante stuff.
Devil May Cry 2, that was like the worst one out of all of them.
I don't know. I started at 3.
I
Oh,
wish I could
Well,
tell
you,
you.
you
because, like,
started at the best one.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
3
2 was like...
That was like one of the first video games I played, and I was just hard as fuck. I was like, why are video games so hard? I'm like,
Two was just so two
Alright,
was just so
let me
poorly
tell you what I
designed
know
that you
about
could
Devil May
literally
Cry
like
3.
use your guns and just shoot your way through the entire game, and that's an incredibly piss poor design.
Well, I got to the like, what was it? There was a dog in the third one. Was that like the first boss or something?
first. That was Devil May Cry 1?
No, like the
How about
third
a
one
dog?
where you gotta like I don't remember, like it was like the first boss fight you really get into. I couldn't beat it, so like I gave the dude his game back, and I'm like, here, how you doing? Like I never played it again. I literally just couldn't beat it, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna try. Like I spent an hour and a half and got mad enough, I almost broke the controller, and I'm like, it's just not worth this. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the broken equipment. I've never played a hard game after that because I'm like, it ain't worth the stress.
Devil May Cry 3 was dumb hard. It was so hard because I remember like picking normal, like I can't remember like their actual skill, but they had like normal, and then they also had like like easy and very easy, and like I'm playing through on normal, I was getting my fucking ass beat, and like I just remember like being like it was like almost like the opening scene, like you're in the diner like or in a bar just fighting your ass off, just like all these monsters. I'm still getting my ass.
Oh yeah, I
kicked.
remember that.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? And like, after I died a couple times, it was just like, oh, do you want to drop down to easy? And I was just like, you're a
You know something
fucking
really
asshole.
funny?
I was like, no.
That game had difficulties that went beyond hard.
It did.
It actually had a game mode that was called Heaven and Hell, and like you could kill everything in one hit, but everything could kill you in one hit. And I had a buddy who actually challenged himself and played through a good portion of the game like that. I never really cared enough myself, but
I respect game modes like that. I fucking love game modes like that, like playing Ghost of Tsushima, and like you're playing on, what is it, lethal? Like you're just as powerful as they are powerful. It takes you it takes you like 1 or 2 slashes, to kill them, but it don't takes them 1 or 2 slashes to kill you. I respect that. I hate it when you're just sitting there and you're just like literally just hammering away on somebody. You can be hammering away from them for like 20 minutes, not take any damage, and like their health bar barely goes down. But as soon as they touch you once, you're dead. I'm like, that's fucking horseshit. That's bullshit. I hate that. I hate that level of difficulty. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Yeah, when your best idea for difficulty is to make someone a bullet sponge, you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like that. They're a sponge and you're literally made of glass. I'm just like, it's not fun. I don't want to play that shit. I mean, we're sitting there like talking about like difficulty of games, like one of the hardest difficulty games we played. I'm thinking about Wolfenstein. Steam.
Really?
Stein. There was one Wolfenstein game, and I put on the hardest difficulty. Like you could have max armor and max health. One bullet will kill you. And I'm just like, and those motherfuckers just throw bullets at you. So I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to do this?
Why would you set it to that setting and be like, why is this too hard? Like, why do you step on a landmine and expect it to not blow up? Like, what?
I mean, like, I was like, but it still takes you several shots to kill someone. So like, you're just sitting there strafing the whole time, but like, they're just throwing as many bullets as you were throwing at them. But like, one bullet kills you, and it's just like,
welcome to actual war.
This is ridiculous. Like I played it and like I turned the corner for the first time. There's 3 motherfuckers there and they just go, and I was just down. I was just like, it was ended. I was just like, Oh, this is not gonna be fun. This is not gonna be fun.
All right, let's go over some current and modern. So I've got two. One I know the name, the other one I don't know the name, because I can't pronounce it because I'm an American. So first one is the wife of the main character in the first couple of seasons of Vikings.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the other one
Did you see that show on Netflix, Woo Assassins, that she's in?
Yes.
I did
that
not.
Was such a weird role for her. I'm like, I don't see how you fit in, but I'll accept it because you're just gorgeous. Continue.
Yeah.
Woo Assassins, that entire show was just weird. I was like,
Yeah,
why am I watching this?
But it's entertaining. You watch the whole thing. You're just like, I'm in.
It's like one of the worst. It's like one of the worst high budget shows that I've ever seen. Like, I'm like, this show is like really bad, and I respect it. All the actors that are in it. Like I've seen before, I'm just like, you're so much better than this. This show is so bad, but it's also so high budget. Like, how did this happen? It's like you're watching like a C. It's like you're watching a C movie, yet they still got Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio to star in it. I'm just like, how did this fucking happen?
They made a movie?
Of Woo Assassins?
Yeah, there's a Woo Assassins movie on Netflix now.
Oh gosh. Okay, now I gotta go check this out.
God, I watched Woo Assassins solely for the diner scene, because like that's like when you're going through Netflix and like that's like the summary that they show you. That diner scene was so badass, but then like you watch it and you're just like, that scene's just so out of place for like what actually happens in the show.
But yeah, when that waitress came over and was talking to them, yeah, I remember.
So and then like I'm gonna have to say like my number one has got to be Rosario Dawson.
Wow, mad respect.
Well
played.
So I think like it really kicked off at Clerks 2 in Sin City. Yeah.
Well, look, as soon as you said that, Grizz was like, "Oh, okay, I got you. I got you."
I was literally Googling her. I was like, the name just isn't.
Yeah.
And like,
she's currently playing Ahsoka.
Exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about. We're
she's
good.
currently playing Ahsoka. Yeah, she's playing old Ahsoka.
Sin City was good. It's just, I mean, I've seen her
The
like
woman who
well before
carried the
Sin City.
Netflix Marvel on her back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every show just holding it down, and now she's about to hold it down for Disney shows. She's the
Is she coming back for that?
For all of Disney's? What are you talking about? She's Ahsoka. She's gonna have her. She's gonna have her
well,
own
yeah,
show.
yeah.
I'm sure she's gonna be a Mandalorian.
I didn't know if she was going to come back.
I guarantee you that they're going to have a big crossover. They're going to try to do that same kind of TV crossover crap.
If
Yeah.
they still
like
move
the
forward,
Arrow and
or-
Flash.
Yeah.
Now,
she's gonna-
if we get Mandalorian Ahsoka quality, might be down because like that one episode they were in together was hype as shit.
Yeah. Like I thought she was a great fit for the character. Like, you know,
I still think that like you could have actually hired the voice actress because she legitimately looks like the role. She's cosplayed the role before. She is the voice. You could have done it.
I can see that. I can get behind that.
was a little
Understand
upset
wearing
she
a
didn't
name.
get it.
Yeah.
One of the name.
You want to say this is Rosario Dawson. You want the name on there.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. She made the character, but you want a bigger name on it to get more people to subscribe. I understand that part, but it's still kind of like.
You know what I'm getting a kick out of during this whole episode is we're sitting here talking about like, you know, you're sitting here talking about crushes and things like that, and then we go on this entire tangent that is completely unrelated to the topics at hand. But it's like, you know, we're gonna talk about this and this and this. Like I'm getting a kick out of it. It's fantastic.
Did you not see the meme that I sent today? Not only in memes channel, but also in show notes. I wanted to make sure that everyone saw it. That needed to see it. Oh my god, man! Like I've been listening to some podcasts, and it's just like all they do is just talk about COVID. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, no.
thank you for having like a podcast about your show that I like. I mean, I'm not even like I don't want to listen to that many podcasts. I'm like, But it's something that I do. I'm like, thank you for having a podcast about your show that I actually like enjoyed and wanted to listen to and like see how it was made and like your experiences from it. But all you do is talk about COVID for an hour and a half, and now I don't get anything about the show. Thanks.
Yep.
Every episode for weeks. I'm just like, thanks.
Yeah.
Good to go, bud.
Which is why we just talk about shit we like to talk about.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I think enough people talk about the other shit.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't talk about it on this show. Like, we'll bring it up on the side because it'll be relevant to the thing that we want to talk about. That's about it.
Which I think is probably the reason that we've got, we had I think we've discussed before, the Cyberpunk debacle is probably because of COVID. The investors wanted to push it out to get a little cash, and it needed more time to bake.
It was definitely a factor.
I mean, there's a lot of things that were a factor in that. You know what's another good one? Gina Carano, now that I'm staring at your poster. Like...
Oh yes, she can come over here and beat the shit out of me anytime she wants.
I will be a little spoon to that anytime.
Step on me. Step on me. Break my ribcage if you need to. Jesus.
He's like, just go straight for the jugular, baby. Just do it.
Like, I up until Deadpool, I had no idea who she was. And then,
really?
Yeah. Oh,
I knew who she was before that, man. Like, I've been watching a little bit of MMA. I was just like,
still
okay.
pissed off she wasn't cast as Wonder Woman, actually. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you brought that up too, because I was going to talk about like one crush I'm going on right now, and I have no clue why she's not playing Wonder Woman even to this day. She is literally like, if you look at like the Justice League, animated series or whatever, like she is literally the embodiment of Wonder Woman. I don't know how she's not doing it.
You gonna give us a name?
Alexandra Daddario? Yeah, I can never say it.
Oh, Diodario.
Diodario? Is that how you say it? Alexandra
Diodario.
Diodario?
yeah, whatever you say that. Like, put her in the gym a little bit. Yeah, she might be able to kill it. Yeah.
She is literally the physical re-embodiment
Oh, Diana Troy.
of Wonder Woman in that show. Like, every single feature. Eyes, face, body. She is just...
I can see it. Like, I'm with you. I mean, I could get behind that.
Just gorgeous too, but also just like the actual sculpting. It's like someone looked into the future, saw her, and then decided to make Wonder Woman in the animated series.
Well, we found his comic book crush, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Justice League Unlimited. There it is. That was the show I was looking for.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I don't even know why they do it now. Like, at first I was like, she might be too young in like this day and age. Like when they cast Gal Gadot for that role, I was like, why would you choose Gal Gadot? She doesn't even look like Wonder Woman in any way, shape, or form. Whether it's in the comics, movies, like animated movies, animated shows. Like no, that was a terrible choice. Also, her language barrier was a terrible choice. So now, I love it how all the women that were in Wonder Woman and like the movies, like the Athenians, they had to match her voice.
Which that's a good.
That sucks.
That's a good fix. Like I will give you that. That's an easier fix. And be like, why does she sound different than everybody else?
Talk about just cast somebody else. I was like, okay, we're gonna cast one person who doesn't look anything like Wonder Woman, who's not even that great of an actress. Like her in the Fast and Furious, I was just like, why are you even here? Just
who are we talking about right now?
Gal Gadot.
Oh, okay. Just like if just sitting here, like I just zoned out and like, oh baby, and I'm just like,
Sorry.
But like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna they cast literally 100 women and told them like you have to put on a weird accent, just so Gal Gadot could fit in.
Hey, how much you gonna pay me?
Fucking
I mean, if there's enough zeros,
dollars a day, tens of dollars a day,
and do a weird freaking accent if you pay me enough.
You get to speak, but you're still an extra. So
I will say this from personal experience. Like if you entertain Grizz enough, he'll do a weird accent just for free.
Oh my god.
He does not lie. I do it for fun.
James Gunn, I'm telling you, Alexandra Daddario, you need to make her Wonder Woman. I really don't know if she has the aggressive acting style to pull it off, and I
don't
understand
think
that.
James Gunn has
But I'm telling you, she's
the idea to replicate what we would consider classic superheroes. I think he wants to reinvent them.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I was excited that somebody else was taking over DC, and then like Cavill walked away, and I'm like, and then everybody else started walking away, and I'm like, what is going on?
everyone walked away before Cavill. Cavill was just everyone had walked away. Then Cavill was trying to come back, and the other was like, "Oh, maybe we'll come back." Oh, never mind. Carry on.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, because like give it a couple of years before you completely reboot this franchise. Like, please.
I mean,
Right.
I don't think James Gunn's first
They're not
DC
going
movie.
They have
it'll be
flashes
like 2
on the
years.
schedule.
Yeah,
They
still
will
have.
not do anything to slow down Flash at this point.
They have Flash. They still have Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle, it sounds dope. Blue Beetle sounds dope as fuck.
I
But
can get behind the idea. If it's done well, I like Blue Beetle.
yeah,
so I'm cool
it's
with
like
it.
if it's done well, I was like, if it's done well, then it'll be dope as fuck.
But you can't just make Latino Iron Man, and like I'm afraid that's what they do.
I mean, but that's who Blue Beetle kind of is.
He's more than that, man. Like you can't like I figured they would just be like, let's just cast like a Latino dude and make him act like Robert Downey Jr. That'll work. Like I think that they will think that that's all they have to do, and you got to do a lot more.
It's almost kind of easy for them because, like, especially like to do the Robert Downey Jr. thing, because like they can just literally make a movie about just some Latino dude in like in a suit, and he's just like talking to himself the whole time, because that's what Blue Beetle does. He just says some
You
random
need
shit
somebody
over
funny.
here.
Like
Says some
you need
random
somebody
shit
who
over
is
here.
legitimately damn funny.
Because he's just talking to himself the whole time. So people like that don't. So people are just watching and like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, so you got to be able to sell that. Like you got to be able to sell like no, I'm not crazy, but still kind of act a little crazy, you know.
It's just like,
So
I love watching shows like Young Justice, and like he's just sitting there just like talking out loud to himself, and he's just saying the weirdest shit, or just like acting like people that like aren't there, and he's just saying shit about people that are standing there as if they're not there, and everyone's just like.
you know what I kind of wish.
He doesn't tell them that he has like a mind, like his superpower, like has a mind of its own, and everyone's just like.
He looks nothing like the character, but I really wish that Michael Pena could be Blue Beetle, because can you imagine how damn funny he would be as Blue Beetle?
Like you're talking about, like, because his character in the MCU, like did they just carry
I'm
that
not just
over?
him in general. He's a
Oh God.
funny dude.
God, he's a fantastic actor, man. Like even him in like serious roles too. I'm just like, man, you're getting it done. Like he's talented. He's got some range. Oh, dude, everybody has like some Michael Pena fan posts like right now. That dude needs some love, man.
I like Michael Pena. He's a nice
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Back when he was in Shooter too, like when I first noticed him, I was like, dude, you need to be in some more shit. And he started being in some more shit. I was like, okay, let's go. He was in a Netflix movie that is stupid underrated. Like I haven't seen it like ever since I watched it, but like it was like a Netflix movie, and like I can't really tell you that much without like giving away the plot. But like they're like living on Earth, and then like a species that was living on Mars. Like there was a species that was living on Earth, and then they left and went to Mars, and then they built up their forces, and then they came back from Mars to retake Earth. And that movie was so fucking dope. It was so dope, cause like the plot twists in it too are good as shit, and you're just like, oh dude, that was a sleeper hit movie, and I was like, Netflix needs to be making more movies like this, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep making shit. We're gonna keep making all these fucking TV series that are like exactly the same, all be exactly the same, and then we're just gonna cancel them after one season. I'm like, why are you not making movies like this? This movie was legit as fuck, and just.
I might have to go check it out. Send me the name of that.
I'm gonna look it up now.
yeah, please.
The movie. How do you spell Pena?
DNA.
Mine was well, I can kind of say still now.
Extinction.
And it's just because of the fact of the matter that every movie that I've ever seen her in, I'm royally laughing my behind off. Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, she's Elizabeth McCarthy's funny as fuck. She is funny as fuck, man. Dude, I will fully allow that.
Hold on, I need a picture of this name.
I will fully allow that. She's funny as shit. Sorry, I found the Michael Pena movie that's on Netflix. It's Extinction.
Well, Grizz like, I got to drink to that.
Yeah, it's so much shorter than it
Come
should
to
be.
World.
Hmm?
Melissa McCarthy, like the chick from like Identity Thief.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you watch Bridesmaids?
Oh
Bridesmaids?
my
She is-
goodness.
That's like when I first,
Hilarious.
like I've seen her like a lot, but like Bridesmaids was like the first, and I was just like, yo, she's funny as fuck. She
Yes.
she stole that movie too, man.
Like-
They had a fucking cast for that movie, and she came in and she's like, "This is my movie now, bitch."
She's like, you feel that heat from the undercarriage?
Oh my god. And like she does, because that's her husband too, and she throws him in all the fucking movies too. Like he's always over the place when she does some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Like she said it on the thing. She's like, ah, it's like lava.
Look
Oh my
at
God.
look at Grace. Grace is just like, I don't know about this. Hey.
Mm.
I don't find her funny like at all. Like, I
Oh, there's something wrong with
legitimately
you.
don't think she's funny.
There is something wrong with you.
In the right
Something wrong with
in the
you.
right setup, she is. In other setups, like no, in my opinion. But that's just me. Like I'm 50-50 on this one because I did enjoy her. Like I did enjoy Identity Thief. That was really funny. She's actually in another show. Oh God, was it Seven Strangers? She's in that.
She was funny in Mike and Molly.
So I haven't seen Mike and Molly. But it's Seven Strangers. It's a show where everybody goes to like this resort and they're trying to become like the new them and all that. And it's ran by oh gosh, what's her name? Tom Cruise's ex-wife,
Nicole Kidman.
Katie Holmes.
Nicole Kidman. That's it.
Ooh. Well, we were both right, but I was less right.
The real ex-wife, not the one who ran away from the compound.
Didn't they all? Ah.
But yeah,
Right,
no.
but-
Oh,
Oh
no,
my
that's not her.
goodness.
That is not her. I'm thinking of someone else.
Her
Katie Holmes?
friggin' Thunder Force. Oh my goodness.
Thunder Force.
Thunder Force
Oh,
was
well, that was a terrible movie.
yeah that like there were
That
some
one was
parts
so
that I was
bad.
like yeah that she was funny, but then I was just like
It's a Melissa McCarthy movie. What did you expect?
Okay,
It's all part,
she-
man.
she's had some bad
I
ones.
mean
like the,
every now and then there's been one everybody's had a flop
Everyone-
or a couple.
what was the movie that she did with the Muppets, the Murder Muppets?
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
That movie was off the fucking wall.
That thing was hilarious.
That shit, it was considered a flop. Nobody liked it, but that movie was fucking off the wall. It was. You get a new wig. You got a toupee.
Bro. I saw it for a moment and I had to do a double take really quick.
Yeah, but
I want to rock one of those 80s rat tails.
Was it Happy Murders? Oh, it was called Happy Murders. Happy Murders?
Oh
Yeah, I
God.
saw one of those. I saw one of the commercials for that, and like, hey baby, you want some rotten cotton? And then I was like, oh God.
That movie is fucking wild. That's 16, and like he's fucking this other Muppet, and like he just starts fucking just shooting everywhere, and it's just silly string. It's just
The office scene,
Oh my
yes.
God. That movie was fucking hilarious, but like nobody liked it, and I was just like, this is a movie for my type of people. It's just dark
Murders.
Yes, Happy Time Murders.
I don't know, man. Like, if I wanted to watch something like that, I'd go watch like the original Scary Movie.
Oh, she's
Where else you gonna somebody get stuck to the ceiling? You know what I mean?
was talking about that shit was so fucking funny. It's just like this.
I saw that shit in the theaters and I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. I started sliding into the floor and my friend was holding me like, "You okay?" And I'm like,
God. Dude, I was too young for that fucking movie. I was too young for that movie when it first came out, and I first saw it. Like, I was like on the threshold, like, and my dad still took me to see that movie. My dad fucking enjoyed the shit of that movie. I was still too young for it, so I was still afraid. I actually thought it was a scary movie. And I was just scared the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny. Everything, and I had no idea about the adult jokes or whatever, and like I still kind of like remember the look on the teller, like the cashier teller's face when she was selling us the tickets. My dad was like, 2 tickets to this, and she's like, are you sure? He's like, he wants to see it. I'm just here, and he was having the time of his fucking life during that fucking movie, and I was just like, I have no idea what's going on, but there's Ghostface. I'm scared as fuck. You know, I don't know why he's getting stuck to the ceiling like that. What is all this? What did they bring a fire hose into the bedroom? I don't know what's going on right now. Just,
oh god.
But that shit was fucking. I was like, this shit is fucking.
Oh wow. Oh, there was another underrated movie.
The second one was kind of funny.
They did like
the first two scary movies were fucking hilarious, and those are the only two that are like actually funny as fuck, because the Marlins twins, the Wayans wrote those.
Yeah, the Wayans brothers dipped out.
Yeah,
like,
the Wayans brothers were just.
didn't they do like one where they were making fun of Annabelle? Because I remember watching one of those.
I think that was Scary Movie 2.
No. It was just a couple of years ago.
Annabelle's more recent. That's like the one about a doll,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that and going, you did this joke in Scary Movie 2, and it was a little funnier then. But okay.
Speaking of dolls and horror movies, have you guys seen the previews for that new one?
Megan.
Yeah.
Megan?
Look,
I want to see that.
I don't know if it's a spoof or if it's actually supposed to be fucked up. Because I get both vibes
Yeah.
from watching different trailers. I'm just like, it's either spooky
actually,
or it's
like,
really fucked up.
I watched a reviewer who said like they must have sequestered like all the actors and like, okay, you're in a touching, heartwarming, like get together kind of film. You're in a horror movie. You're in a psychological thriller. Like they didn't tell people what the hell they were doing, and like so like at different points of the movie, you're getting different shit.
Mm-hmm.
It looks interesting. Like
Apparently, you don't get like the murder doll bullshit until like the last 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay, because like for me, like my childhood was full of nightmares of Chucky. All right, like I watched Child's Play when I was way too young. I was like 4.
Bro could not sleep.
Like
It was way too young for that shit.
Like
That was a no.
like I did not sleep with like dolls around me at all ever again. Like, you know, if we went to somebody's house and they had like those old China dolls and they were stashed up on a shelf, like I could not sleep.
I remember there was like when Chucky came out, because there was like, were the movies called Chucky or were they called Child's Play?
It was Child's Play.
Because at the same time there was like a kids movie with like a redheaded stepchild. It was a comedy. It was like a comedy family movie, and it came out and it almost had the exact same name.
Oh God.
As Chucky, and like the correlation was too accurate. It was fucking.
You're talking about a doll or the adopted kid?
The adopted kid.
Yeah, the comedy with John Ritter in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that movie was also called Child's Play.
I don't remember the name of this movie off the top of my head, but Google is my friend. Problem Child. That's the name.
Problem
Child. Oh, Problem Child.
I love that movie as a kid. Like I legitimately watched that movie and went, I'd never do this, but this is fun to watch.
I think I like watched both like back to back. Like my parents, like I was a supervisor.
Oh, USA Network used to just bang those things out like all the time. Remember USA Up All Night? You remember like Gilbert Godfrey up there like showing up between the commercials? They used to play like Problem Child 1 and 2 on that all the time.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah.
Oh man. I actually
May he rest in peace.
I think one of the funniest things I've ever seen him do was read 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my God, yes.
It's like,
Look, if you have never heard Gilbert Godfrey read 50 Shades of Grey, go to YouTube right now and go listen to that shit. It's hilarious.
Hearing him say anything is hilarious.
It just
Like, the fact that Affleck got rid of him for a couple of jokes, I was like, what for? It was a bad joke.
my
Big deal.
oh my god, I heard the best thing. I've heard the best thing recently because you're talking about like oh he had some bad jokes like what like so Affleck got rid of him because he had bad jokes in the past. Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
No, he
So,
like he was still the guy. Like it was in like 2009, 2010, the tsunami in Japan. What year was that?
Oh yeah, that was like 2010, 2011.
He made a joke too soon. Like he waited like 2 or 3 weeks and then made a joke about it. And everybody's like, "No, you can't do it. Too soon." And Affleck dropped him. And I was like, "Okay, it was too soon, but come on."
I thought you were talking about like he was actively like during Affleck, and they're like, oh, we found this joke from like 10 years ago. So
No.
Okay, never mind.
like in the current climate, like when it comes to comedians and jokes and stuff like that, the one guy I'm really surprised who still has a career is Jimmy Carr.
Fucking Bill Burr, man.
Bill
Burr.
Bill Burr
look,
just Bill Burr goes
Bill
after.
actively doesn't give a shit.
Gives
Bill,
zero
I think-
fucks. I
Bill,
love
I
him
think-
so much.
I think Bill Burr is not quite on the level of Dave Chappelle, but he.
Bill Burr's good. Bill Burr.
Oh,
He's
when I think of two comedians that don't give a fuck, those are the first two that I think of. They give
Have you guys watched Jimmy Carr?
zero fucks.
I've watched Jimmy Carr.
Okay, so you know how they used to do the roast me's on MTV and stuff like that?
Yeah.
He just did one like
Oh,
a
never
year
mind.
ago.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr. I lost his face.
You know-
Yes, he is. He definitely doesn't give a fuck. I was actually thinking about him too, but I couldn't remember his name, and then like now I just had the connections.
like-
Yes.
During a roast, like he made a joke about the guy he was roasting. I don't even remember who he was roasting, but apparently the guy's dad died in 9/11, and he goes, "We're not here to roast your dad. 2001 did that for us."
I can see him saying that shit. He also gives absolutely zero fucks.
Like,
Yeah, now that I see
think
this
about
guy's
Jimmy.
face, like I know this guy. He's the one that goes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually makes fun of that in one of his specials. Like his first special on Netflix, you cannot play it around children. You cannot.
I've seen
But,
plenty
like,
of this.
I will almost literally roll on the floor. Like, you know how when you like watch comedies by yourself or you watch a stand-up comedy, you'll get a chuckle to yourself. I will literally laugh at that.
He gets it done.
Like,
But
my wife loves this guy, so I'm very familiar with him. Just it's not my thing. But then again, I listen to George Carlin's old stuff and just laugh still. Like I've
Yeah.
listened to all that stuff like a billion times.
Yeah. But currently
like I
active
said,
though.
Bill
What you got?
Burr and especially Dave Chappelle, they're the closest to like a Richard Pryor or a George Carlin or
Eddie Murphy,
any of
just-
those guys.
Yeah. What you saying, Solips?
Wow, shit.
I was just gonna say
Eddie
I was
Murphy
reading
and Eddie Murphy
a
no more.
comment on any of these people. I mean, like people like George Carlin, Bill Burr, you know, Dave Chappelle. Those people are on a completely different level than some of the other people. Like
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Carr, for example, he's good, but he will say any horrific thing he can just for
Just
the
for the
sake
laugh.
of it.
Yeah.
Whereas you know comedians like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, I feel like their content is a little more thoughtful, and it usually comments to what's happening right now. Typically, anyway. With Jimmy Carr, it's just kind of like everything's fair game, you know. It's
Yeah.
just, and I love both, but it's just interesting to see those approaches.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr's
Because I think he's right, because if you look at Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, they always pick on social norms and are like, well, why is this normal? And they'll make you laugh at it and then make you
Yeah.
question it. And I think that's some of the best comedy.
Yeah, they'll build a joke around it. Jimmy Carr, he'll kind of just say something that's like super dark, and just because it is super dark,
yeah. Like Jimmy Carr
It
goes
is
for
funny.
shock. Like
yeah.
Jimmy Carr is a shock comedian. Like he's I'm going to say this
Well, if
extremely
you go to a
fuck.
Jimmy Carr's special, I assume that you're going to get kind of beat up with the comedy because it's going to keep coming out of left field, you know, kind of when you're not expecting it, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, can I say something real quick?
go for it.
if we're up for it. Have you all seen She-Hulk?
No.
Yes.
We've seen She-Hulk.
I've seen enough of it to know that I would rather never see it again.
All right. So do you remember the black lawyer that was in her firm?
Yeah.
Yeah. Renee Elise Goldsberry. Yep, Goldsberry. Just so fine. Just gorgeous. her in oh my god, what was the Netflix show? I literally just forgot the name of it. Oh shit, I fucking had it. Oh my god. Oh, now I need to find it again. Oh my god.
Speaking of stand-up comedians, there's this one guy
Audra Carvin.
that I constantly see on.
I'm trying to get back on the fucking 69 track. I'm trying to get on the 69 episode. I'm trying to get back on track.
It's like I'm trying to get back on track.
I'm trying to get back on episode topics.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. TCB can't let it happen naturally. He's got to force it.
Yes.
Let it happen naturally. It works better. Let me tell you.
She is just.
Oh.
I've seen her for a while, and a couple of things here and there, and I was just like, especially her in She-Hulk, she was just so fine. I was like, look at you, and she got the attitude. She got the attitude. Like she can. Like She-Hulk. I will let the actual She-Hulk step on me, but. Renee,
I feel like I should give you some privacy right now.
Right.
I'm gonna turn my camera off real quick. Everyone, I'll be back.
Like I legit feel like I need to give this man some privacy.
I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right.
Where's my socks?
All right. So number 6, you don't have to participate in if you don't want to. But does anybody have an embarrassing story that includes yourself?
You got the Kleenex on standby, right?
Who doesn't?
Well,
Who doesn't have an embarrassing?
All right.
And I live in the north, and like where I live, I have to have it. My allergies get so bad with the weather doing this. I have snot coming out of me 24/7.
Embarrassing stories that include yourself. Like what?
There's an embarrassing story for you.
All right. So, all right,
I got plenty. You're gonna have to narrow it down.
I have an embarrassing story that's very nerd related.
I do too. So, all right.
I'll let you go first.
This was almost 20 years ago. So I had to take my PlayStation 2 in back to GameStop so I can trade it back in because of manufacturing warranty, because they used to be able to do that, right? So, this is a period of time in my life where I gave no fucks, no shits, no nothing. Like I was that guy who went commando everywhere. I was that guy. So I'm walking through the mall. I get in my car, I'm walking through the mall, and carrying my little PlayStation, going down to GameStop. GameStop's on the far side of the mall, right? So I'm walking through, and I got people laughing at me. I got people winking at me. I got people, old ladies going, hoo hoo. And I'm just saying, what the hell is going on? Because I'm getting a lot of attention that I don't normally get here. So, and then I get all the way to GameStop, and I put the PlayStation on the counter, and then I feel the draft. Apparently,
the weight of the PlayStation created the draft. Continue. Sorry.
So I just caught a draft right there, and I'm like, oh hell! I just walked through the entire mall with just popping out.
Wow.
It wasn't that the fly was open, but the snake had also left the cage.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, like the snake doesn't get far out the cage. All right.
If anything, it just pokes its head out just a little bit. It's
Yeah,
just a little bit. You
just
can
comes out, just a little wink, and it goes back in.
That's funny.
You're saying it's a tired turtle.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh. Man, he caught a draft and he was like, yeah.
So
Yeah, because I had to like look at the cashier directly in the face and go, "Give me a second," turn around, and
I'm surprised little kids weren't screaming and like moms were like.
it was a school day. So
Nowadays, you'd be on a registry.
yeah,
Like, let's just get this straight.
Like facts, bro. Young man,
Man,
registry.
fucking life could be very different right now.
Like in the 90s, people have been like, what the hell is wrong with you? Put that away. Like people would have talked about it, they'd have laughed at you.
Yep.
Like that's been the worst of it. Now,
Everyone-
you're gonna have to
instantly.
explain it to an employer for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Either that or claim some sort of, fetish that is socially acceptable.
If it is socially acceptable, fucking would be doing Griffcast from a jail cell.
Bro.
Fucking.
But yeah, no, that is totally a thing that has happened to me and has been a chain of events of my life.
I can just see people like instead of telling, like, I mean, I still think it's bad. Like nobody like stopped and told you, like, man, if I saw that, I'd laugh for like a quick second, but like I would help a homie. Even if I would help a homie out. I would help a homie out. I would pause. I'd be like, yo, pause real quick. Just want to let you know.
I just want to know, like,
Check it off and be like, bro, I think you need to handle
Jig is
this.
out.
Like,
Jig is
handle
out.
your business real quick.
XYZ. If you don't get it, you don't deserve to get it.
like it's just one of those things like, it's like, wow, the mall is full of females today. I wonder what's going on.
Why am I getting so many phone numbers? This is okay.
No phone numbers were gotten.
Oh,
They saw the end game and they weren't impressed.
I am a grower, not a shower.
Yeah. They saw the end game and was like, nah, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
Hell of a temperature gauge, though.
Oh.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can definitely see how you're not living that one down.
No. Like that was one of those times that I was so glad that nobody I knew saw me or was with me.
Thankful for living in a big town.
You're not going to tell them about the time in the Walmart when
Oh,
you got
God.
karate chopped?
What?
Yeah, it was Rathcon actually. So when he pops in, like, yeah, ask him about the karate chop. All right.
I have a story for
Go for it.
children's stories. It's somewhat nerd related. It's extremely nerd related, I guess. So, very embarrassing. I mean, it's not that embarrassing. Anyway, I'm telling the story. So, playing Sims. God, this was Sims 3? Sims 2? Sims 3? I don't know. Back when I'm just like early 2000s. Like, it was probably 2000. Early 2000s. There was, me and a buddy were playing The Sims, and we figured out, like, we learned that there's a way that you can see naked women in The Sims. Like, you can, you take a shower, you have your sim take a shower, and then, like you enter, the building editing mode or whatever, and like you can delete the shower while they're in it. Everyone's just like, oh, like, because like when the Sims get naked, they have like the little blur over them or whatever.
Mhm.
But when they get in the shower, the blur goes away, and then so you enter the editing mode, and then you delete the shower or just move the shower away. But they're still in, like, when you unpause the game, they're still in the shower. Just taking a shower, doing whatever, and you can see the sim just clear as day, just clear as day. They didn't show anything. They didn't have nipples, and they didn't have like I don't know what I want to say. The word slit. Can we say slit?
We get what we're picking up what you're putting down.
We'll figure it out. We'll get bad later. Anyway, so you can see all that, but it's still like you're looking at a Barbie doll, whatever. Right? So we had done that. Like we'd done it a few times or whatever. But we did it, and like we paused the game so we could take it all in, gather it. And then for some reason, like, we just left that up, and like we just went off to go do other things. So then my mom comes back, and my mom just wanders in the room, just doing mom things, and just sees us on pulling the computer screen, and is just like, "Thank you, Jesus, because I really needed to fuck this motherfucker up today. I needed an excuse to fuck him up today."
Hey.
And my mom fucked me up. She was just like, me and the buddy, she's like, oh, hey, glad I found y'all. Come with me real quick. And like she showed us, like she walked in there, like let us into the room. We saw us like simple on the screen. We're just like, she sent him home and continued to whip my ass.
I pretty much I have somewhat of a close story like that. Um, this is obviously in the days of when downloading movies was a huge thing.
Yep.
Come on, LimeWire.
Yeah, so obviously
It was music, I promise.
I was downloading like a whole bunch of movies. So and like that night I was watching a movie and I just happened to fall asleep. So it's all in the same folder. Well, all of a sudden I remember watching. I think it was like some sort of action movie. And then like I fell asleep, and then all of a sudden I remember like my dad like coming in and practically like Spartan kicking my bed and kicking me. And he's like, "What the F is this?" And I look up, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and of course you're in a drunken daze from being woken up. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And of course, like I had my computer and my computer monitor and I had it connected to a bigger TV. So on the huge TV, there's pretty much like a whole prawn just playing. And this chick is just getting railed out, and I'm like that bro. Like my dad was just like, "You're done. You're done. Never again." It took me years to get a computer back in my room.
Oh man.
I've got one that'll make you both feel better. This is back in the days of the 90s when you had to get on AOL with a dial-up to get your videos. So, like, when you got one done, you were proud of it. Because it would take 2 hours to get a game trailer. So, like, I downloaded something. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." And this was, like, a day before Thanksgiving. So on Thanksgiving, family comes over, and my older cousin, who's a jerk, uses the computer for a little while. Don't know what he does. And then, like, a day or two later, I was like, "Oh, I want to show my grandmother something." So she's sitting there, and I'm like, "Let me bring up the player." Click. Do you want to guess what he was watching on the player when he was left alone on my computer?
Oh man.
Oh no.
It involved Mr. Ed and a young blonde lady.
Oh.
I had to show that to my grandmother.
Oh man.
That's rough. Not the grandmoms.
Not the grandma.
Oh
She's like,
man.
"What are you doing with this?" And I'm like, "It's not me. I swear to Jesus." And like, I think I was so shocked by it too. She was just like, "All right, I think he's telling the truth."
What the crap is this? All right. Yeah, reminds me of the first time I found out I was told how to delete my internet history. It was a pat on the back of
Then elevated the game at that point.
Yeah, I got a pat on the back of going, "Hey, thanks for bringing all this to my attention. Make sure you delete your history when you're done." Oh man.
You gotta have that bad boy on auto delete when closed now.
Well, now we got, was it incognito mode?
You look, let me just say this. Whoever came up with incognito mode knew what they were doing when they created that.
Needs
All right.
a massive raise.
Like you already knew. Like he was just like, "I need to figure out a way
Yeah, yeah.
to not be tracked." Incognito mode.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I think was hilarious, and I still to this day it's 100% true because tech geeks are this way. As soon as we were able to watch Prawn on our phones, how much bigger they got and how quickly.
I'm sorry. So this is. I'm sorry. So this is. This is like the third time. This is the third time that you have said this particular word, and I need you to say it again. What did you just say that we could watch on our phones?
Prawn.
Are you saying?
Yes.
Are you saying it that way because we can't say it on the stream?
Yeah.
Or are you saying it that way because
It's the safe word. It's the safe word.
word.
okay?
Yeah.
This is
Like, look, I know you got as being a nerd, being a geek is nerd. You should know the lingo.
I don't know.
He's not part of that side of it.
This is a new one for me. I know we can't say pimp, so I mean, see, I'm there. I'm there just like a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I just needed the clarification.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
It is the safe word.
yeah, that's your safe word.
Yeah, like
No longer
uncouth.
My safe word is actually orange.
Oh, I thought it was
So-
gonna say pineapple.
No, so when,
Berry?
no, it's orange. So when she says the color, I was like, oh, sorry, I meant the fruit. You're just saying it wrong. Good luck.
Like, oops, didn't mean that one.
I guess we're still going.
Somehow I imagined your safe word to be like that one from Euro Trip.
Oh, that
It's
long.
been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen some Euro Trip.
Yo, that long.
Are you sure? Like Xena's in that shit. He comes out with that leaf blower with the. Bah!
Yours was a bunch of shit, man. Oh,
Oh
Dude,
man.
thank you. Like,
He's
I
gonna
haven't.
can watch that movie. He's
Oh
gonna be
my!
like, no one.
It's been like 15 years since I've seen that movie. So I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the dude who
And they
was
just keep bringing in more shit.
yeah, and they had David Spade's clone in there for some reason. Like the best friend in that movie was like, is this his kid? Who is this guy?
That's funny.
All
That's
right.
really funny.
All right.
'Cause they got that part in the with the Pope where like they burn something in the fireplace and everybody thinks the Pope's dead and he's watching the TV and he goes, "What the hell?"
Oh yeah, I remember that part. Yep.
All right.
Everybody saw the smoke and they were like, "The Pope's dead." Oh my god! Everybody started freaking out. That was hilarious.
You know what? Because I know that Griff is trying to move on to the next topic. Also, if I would have read the next topic, we wouldn't even have the problem with me even asking. Because now that I have read it, because I see, like I told you, like I didn't want to be spoiled. I didn't want to know what to expect. If I would have read topic number, the topic that we're moving on to now, I was like, oh yeah,
Yep.
that's not. I don't think that's
Wait,
not a
this,
typo.
this cannot be the first interaction with that word that you've had.
It is.
I-
No, seriously, it
Man,
is.
you need to spend more time on YouTube, my man.
I fucking hate YouTube. I don't use
Man,
YouTube for
I got
anything.
some people you need to talk to. I got a little
There's only two things
I
I use YouTube for, and huge shout out to y'all. I use it for honest trailers, both movies and video games, and then I use it for the Fat Electrician. That's it. That's all I use YouTube for. Other than that, YouTube can die. Never
Oh,
mind. I do use it for work.
I mean, I literally
It
taught
saves
myself how
my-
to
it
drive
saves
a
my-
6-speed from
I think I watched the Fat Electrician. I think
Oh, I
Is
fucking
he-
love the Fat Electrician.
is he the one that goes over like the history of military and all that?
Yes.
Okay, so I subbed to his TikTok. Like
yeah, he had to leave. I think he's not on TikTok anymore. He had to leave TikTok.
Okay, I haven't
it
seen
was
him.
because he was fucking that shit up.
Dude, he was
And even still,
killing it.
YouTube is tough for him. It's tough for him because he can't cuss in the first like 30 seconds of the video, so he's like, really fucking tough. And as soon as he gets to 30 seconds, he's like, "Fuck!" He's like, "Damn, God, that was a long wait." And he knows it every single time. I fucking love the Fat Electrician. He's
Oh man, if you have ever liked horror movies and you want somebody to just rail on them, check out Decker Shadow.
don't like horror movies in any way, shape, or form. Horror movies can fuck the fuck off.
I think
But
he's
horror video games can
He
get
does
fucked up.
comedy reviews of every horror movie he can get his hands on, including the old like busted ones that you get at like the DVD store that they'd make to kind of sound like a movie that was coming out so the idiot would rent it.
yeah.
Like Jurassic Carnage, those kind of movies. He reviews those things. But no, next topic. Let's do this. I am interested in it because
I can't say anything right now because I really want to go to the next topic. I want to go to the next topic so bad right now.
good.
Ella Meltdown popped in. It's like, no, you like YouTube because you can watch Griff more podcasts on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
Look Look at that. That is true. That is a. If someone needs to find Element and marry her, they need to do that.
It's already done.
That's a real one right there. Get in.
All right, so number 7. What is the first prawn mag you ever bought as a legal adult?
That would be a Playboy. About a week after I turned 18, it was the issue that had Sable in it. And I bought it just because I could.
Yep.
I feel that.
For me, this was the first time that it was like my first time buying anything legally that way. And so I was walking down, I was in a Sheets, actually, of all things, because they used to have the magazine section as Sheets, right?
Yeah.
So I'm walking to the cooler, I see the Playboy, and I'm like, no, Mariah Carey.
Dude, Mariah Carey is like my number one. Everything Mariah Carey.
My man getting bricked up. Calm down.
Mariah Carey is my. Wait, there's a Playboy of Mariah Carey?
It's not that good. So I snatch it up and I walk up. I walk up to and I put it on the counter and I'm like, please don't judge me, but I'm buying this. And like, it was a female cashier. She looks at it and goes, oh no, honey, I don't blame you in one bit. Beep.
Go grab me one, please, real quick.
Now, I will say this. I have an embarrassing story on someone else's behalf. She wanted to buy a certain item from a Spencer's that takes batteries.
When we say this is a certain person, are we talking about some of this kind of like they're kind of like in the comment section right now?
No, this was years before I met her.
Okay.
This was when I was in high school. I was 18, and she was just like, "I want one, but I don't want to like go in there." She was my friend. I was like, "Sure, I'll go get you one. Just give me the money." And she's like, "You don't mind?" I'm like, "No, I don't care. Like, what are they gonna do? Look at me weird? Like."
And they already
got
do.
it. Yeah. So I get this thing and I thump it on the table, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "What are you gonna do with that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I was thinking about doing it dry."
Wow.
I didn't make any more damn comments when he was ringing up the order.
We call those bobs.
So, I still never, excuse me, have not bought any of these materials from the store, the magazines or whatever, because I have a smartphone, I have a computer. I don't do that either.
You're young enough that you don't have to worry about this shit. Like, we had to go buy this shit.
No, I'm at that perfect range where I was not old enough to buy, but I could find it on the internet, though I printed it out.
Oh, so
you went that way.
He printed his own magazine.
I printed that shit out.
Like,
I printed it out. And there were also sometimes it's like, my parents would be like, why is all the printer toner always gone? I'm like, I don't fucking know. But there are also some times where, because I was never in the same room.
We're stuck together.
I was never in the same room as the printer when I was printing it. I wasn't that fucking dumb where we all went really quickly where I would print it while my parents were home. No, I was never that fucking dumb. Where like they would be in the room with the printer and I would print it and I had to go get it. No, I was not that fucking dumb. But I was dumb enough to print stuff and then not go and retrieve it. So then my parents, they come beating on my door and be like, "Hey, I found something in the printer today." And I'm like, oh, "Fuck."
Yeah, I think someone hacked our printer.
It's like, I don't fucking know what happened. Like, or the printer like wouldn't print because it's like, oh, out of magenta. So I'm like, oh, I guess it didn't print. And my parents were like, a couple days later, like, oh, magenta, put it in there. Oh, you're printing something. What are you Oh.
Auto resume. You could.
And Lord, don't let them learn how to go into printer history. Oh my goodness.
Oh, dude. Yo, man, printers are fucked. Oh, I don't know if I should say this.
I don't know how y'all do it, man, because when I was a kid, all I had to worry about was making sure my grandparents didn't learn how to use the VCR.
What is that?
But, yo, screw a VCR, Cablevision. You put it on that one channel, and it was still a little fuzzy. And you're like,
Dude,
My
just the
grandparents
other
had
day.
HBO.
Oh god.
My grandparents had HBO, so like the real, you know what, would come on every so often. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna record that.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Like, switching back and like, still having it like you're watching HBO, but still have it on Cartoon Network, so you can be like, last real quick. Oh god, well, where I lived, so like, it's a little bit more uniform now. Like with cable services, like all the channels are like almost exactly the same no matter where you are.
Mm.
But where I lived, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon were next to each other. They're like, it's like, example, like 51 and 52.
Yeah.
So it was stupid easy. So like I could be like, have Cartoon Network, and then, HBO, and be watching that nasty shit on HBO, and then flip back. I could flip back to Cartoon Network real quick, and then just hit up and go to Nickelodeon super quick. So that is now the last. No, I'm just like, yeah. Like, my parents were that fucking smart. My parents were that fucking smart. They would do like, no, let me see the control, and they would hit last, and they would hit last, and I was like, it's Nickelodeon. Yeah. My parents were fucking smart. But you can't do that shit. You can't do that shit no more, because they still have Verizon, like you hit the last button and it pops up a fucking menu and it shows you like the last 20 fucking things that you've been looking at. And I'm just like, oh, the motherfucker that invented that shit, he was a parent and he was salty as fuck. The motherfucker that invented that shit was salty as fuck.
He became an engineer and he pulled the ladder up behind him. That's what that was.
yes, he did, bro. He pulled the ladder up, yeah.
That is super fucked up. It shows you like the last 20 fucking things that you've been looking at. I'm just like, that's mean. That's mean. That's heartless. That's dirty. That's so dirty.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, these kids are screwed now.
Man.
Oh.
And that's why we have incognito mode. You can just pull it down, tap one button, it's all gone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. Like as soon as you turn 5 years old, you got a smartphone and a tablet. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't get that. Like, why would you give like a 5-year-old like their own tablet?
Look, my son's got a tablet. That bad boy locked down.
Yeah.
Locked down. And
Like
obviously,
a kid's tablet, that's a different thing. Like when they giving them iPads, like
Oh, no.
full on like no case iPads.
Those are the same thing. You're just talking about the Apple version of it.
oh yeah,
Tablet,
like,
iPad. Yeah, you gotta put that software on there. I mean, they have plenty of parenting tools.
Yeah, there
and
is.
monitoring tools. But see, y'all the geeky
They make plenty of
motherfuckers,
tablets
y'all-
for kids that are more durable, and you can't get the weird shit on. And I'm fine with those. They're made for kids. They're cool.
I didn't think. I mean, I guess that's smart. To make a tablet, and you can't download the weird shit. But even still, like you can still download YouTube onto like a kid's tablet, and YouTube from there you have full range. But you also do have the ability, to set up accounts and set up restrictions, monitoring, so on and so forth. So that's cool.
You can set them up with a kid's YouTube account.
Yeah.
So let me tell you this.
There is a
So-
YouTube Kids.
So
But how many
the
parents see-
tablets?
That's what I'm trying to say. Y'all the geeky motherfuckers. Y'all know this shit. Not every parent knows
If
this
you
shit.
are a parent in this day and age, it is your responsibility to keep the hell up so that you don't get your kids in these situations. I'm sorry.
It is,
like, when my
it is
kid
also
was a
your
little younger-
responsibility to teach your children not to steal and do all this other weird shit that could end them in jail, to respect their elders and so on and so forth. But yet it's still happening. See, you are a responsible parent. And, oh, dude, mad love. You're a responsible parent, but yet you are probably one in the few.
So
being
get
real.
this.
Like when my kid was getting video games, I was always like, oh, he wants this game. I go on YouTube and watch a playthrough. Can he play this game? Is there something in here I don't want him to see? And if the answer was no, yeah, I'd go get it for him. If the answer was nah, you ain't seeing this, we'd skip the game. But I'd spend a couple hours a week looking at games on YouTube to make sure he could handle it.
See, not every parent's going to do that. Wild, I know you have a great story, and I know we keep cutting you off. I'm gonna
Shut up.
I'm gonna let you finish. But I mean, just but not every parent's about that. They're just like, oh, my child is bitching. They really want to play this game. They really want to play this game. And see, I've been there. I've also been the child, and I have grown up and seen my ways. When Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out, I was not old enough to play. No, I was. San Andreas, not San Andreas, but Vice City. Vice City, I was not old enough to play Vice City. I couldn't go to the store and buy it. And so like I had to drag my mom to the store, and I still remember the cashier. We were at a fucking Walmart, and the cashier was like, he's holding up. He's like, "This is rated M," and he told her several times. And I'm sitting there like, I know what he's doing. I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. 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 You're fucking me over. You're fucking me over. And you know, my mom, love her, but you know, this is one of those times that slipped through the crack for her. You know, I got to play Vice City. Not every parent's like that. My mom is one of the best. My mom is the best mom on the planet. My mom is the best mom on the planet. But sometimes it slips through the crack. Sometimes things get through.
Oh, well.
I'm not that fucked up.
Our Wi-Fi, right? Our Wi-Fi. So not only is his tablet locked down, but the actual Wi-Fi that we have literally can tell me every website that it's gone to, every video that's been pulled up, everything.
Yep.
So and you can lock it down per specific device through the internet, so that it won't even show up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for our daughter's tablet, like she only has access to children's games that we vet and that we know she can handle, and we got her a YouTube Kids account, which some asshole almost ruined that for us. There was a guy going around adding clips of this like horror shit shorts that they were like making, it was his own thing, and they were putting clips of that in the middle of kids' videos.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so yeah, she came across a couple of those. So, we have her in therapy for her hospital stay, and so that came up in therapy. And then but besides that, it's like YouTube Kids, Roblox, and we got to be careful on Roblox too because it's an open service game.
Yeah.
So my wife hops in and plays Roblox with her now and then, and things like that. But yeah, no, it's in this, especially in this day and age, in the technology age that we are in, you really do have to vet and watch everything that's going on with everything around your children. Because if you don't, then you never know what's going to happen. You're muted.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And I just can't see the kids, especially the younger ones, having social media. I just don't know why.
No.
I don't
But
see the point.
Oh yeah, I've seen like 8-year-olds with a Facebook. I'm like, for what?
Yeah, no.
Why?
It's called peer pressure.
Yeah.
When one kid has it, every other kid feels like they gotta have it too.
Yeah, and when she's old enough to have a phone, like old enough and responsible enough to have a phone, like we'll get her one of those kid phones that are like, hey, I can call mom and dad. Like we'll get her one of those. But if she no Facebook, no YouTube, or no Facebook, no TikTok, no Snapchat, none of that shit. No.
What? I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like 16.
Gosh, I was 20 when I got my first one.
Yeah, the only reason that I got my first cell phone is because I actually worked. So I had to like call my parents like, hey, I'm off work, I'm heading home. Even though like work was like 5 minutes down the road, they still wanted to know. And it was like that old Nokia phone with Snake on it. That's all it was.
Yeah. The one you could have robbed a bank with.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing was a brick.
Yep. I had my first one was one of the OG Motorola construction phones.
Dang, they got you to construct. You can throw that thing off a building and it's still survive.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a Nokia, but
I mean, legit, like with that Nokia, if it dropped like any type of way, the only thing that would ever happen was like the faceplate would just pop off and you just snap it right back on and you keep on going.
yeah.
I remember that. And Snake too, man. I remember having Snake on that phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I heard there was a legend that one of those Nokias actually got down to 80% once. Like,
What? That's
Yeah, I
some
know.
crazy shit.
I know.
They're a fucking liar.
Those things held a charge forever. They wouldn't die.
Give me your
They
source.
played Snake. Look, cell phones peaked at the Nokia and we just didn't know it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Battery life. It only had like one game on it and we were still chilling.
Yeah.
You know what?
That was in the days of drug wars when you could play that stuff on your TI calculator in high school.
Mhm.
Was it 513-8008? No, sorry, 531-8008. I before E except after C.
I still remember the whole code.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah, no, so somebody recently actually found a Nokia phone inside of a brick. And they like broke it out and they charged it and it still worked fine.
Where do you find a charger for
Surprise of
this?
nobody.
Yeah, where do you
Old
find
school
it?
chargers?
Yeah.
Like how do you find that charger?
Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you find a charger? Because them things, I mean, you could probably find any kind of like regular like charger for it if you had the right size pinhole for it. But
I see
Yeah.
shit with like USB Mini nowadays. I'm like, how do you exist? You still make chargers for those things?
USB minis, bro.
oh man. All right. Let's we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We are at the hour 40-minute mark. And Griff is hungry.
Yeah, I also need to make food as well.
But
Oh, we didn't get to cosplayers. It happens.
it happens. It's like you put enough topics down and we just kind of go. I did enjoy the fact that we had, you know, a little bit of that, you know, we come in here, we're expecting to have like adult conversations about certain things, and then it would just go like sidetracked into legitimate, like, hey, yeah, that was a viable thing. And then it's like, all right. It's like we've all grown up.
Nokia. There's someone actually selling a 1998 Nokia phone on Etsy for $150.
They
It's
got
actually-
a charger with it. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, right? You give me the charge, I'll throw you $150.
I think about it. I mean,
All right. Anyway, thank you.